It is Friday afternoon. We've got an empty trailer. We're rigging up a winch on the trailer. You know what that means. We're up to no good this weekend. Dad and I have about a 500-mile road trip to go pick up our next project. You guys are going to have to stick around to see exactly what that's going to be, but it's something we're really excited about it, and it was just too good of a deal for us to pass up. So come along with us on this adventure as we head out across the Midwest for this 2-day, 1,000-mile road trip to get our next piece of junk. Before we hit the road, we wanted to install a removable winch setup on Dad's utility trailer. Now, Dad wanted something more than just this removable winch mount. He wanted the option to have a removable receiver from the trailer as well. So I designed this 2-piece receiver bracket. It consists of a base plate that bolts down through the trailer floor and a top plate that has the 2.5-inch square tube receiver welded to it. I utilized 4 weld-in nuts on the base plate that allows you to easily bolt in the top plate from the top side of the deck without having to access any nuts from the bottom side of the trailer. This makes for the easy removal of the receiver and allows for the maximum deck space on the trailer if the winch isn't needed. Now, before anybody says anything, this 5,000-pound winch is just a placeholder for us. It had more than enough pulling power for what we needed it for this weekend. We'll eventually be upgrading this to a much larger winch in the future. With the bracket and the winch mounted down to the trailer, it was time for Dad and I to hit the open road. Got a little rainbow up there. Alright, we are at our first fuel stop for the day. It's about 10 o'clock at night. We are at the world's largest truck stop out here on I-80 in Iowa. We're headed for Des Moines tonight. That's the goal. When we get to Des Moines, that'll give us about a 3-hour drive in the morning. So we should hit Des Moines about 1 o'clock this morning, get a couple hours of shut-eye, right back on the road tomorrow morning. Oh, good morning, everybody. It is about 5:45 a.m. this morning. We were in Des Moines, Iowa. Got here about 1:15 last night. So if you're doing the math, a little less than 4 hours of sleep here. We got about a 2-hour, 45-minute drive into Nebraska this morning, where we are going to be at our final destination to pick up the vehicle that's going to go on this trailer. So we're going to hit the road here. Should hit Nebraska. Should hit our destination a little bit before 9 o'clock. That's what we're shooting for. Gonna get loaded up, head back home another 500 miles. So we will see you guys when we get to Nebraska. Put this on the dash. We're gonna give people a view of what I-80's like. Last stop before we pick up our little ride here. We're about 20 miles away, but we're at the Napa Auto Parts here because the battery for our winch is completely dead. So we're gonna swap out a battery real quick, and just in a short little while here, we're gonna be picking up our new toy.
Right up there, you get that.
Yeah. All the best deals are done in the country.
We're definitely gonna have to hit the car wash
For the truck too.
Hopefully the window seals are good.
And this is why you can't trust Google Maps in a rural area. We're testing Dad's backing up skills here. We got down on this little one-lane road, and the bridge is out about a half a mile from where we need to be. So we're backing up about, oh, I'd say a mile or so, not quite a mile. Dad's keeping her between the lines right now. What good would one of these trips be without a little bit of adventure? Right. I'm used to pointing the camera forward to be able to show where we're going.
Once the build's done and we're traveling and you asked me what my favorite part of the build was, it's going to be backing up 3 miles down 21 road.
I think you earned your man card today.
I lost that a long time ago.
All right, finally, the moment you guys have been waiting for. What the heck did we drive all the way to Nebraska to pick up? I did just a little tiny bit of filming at the gentleman's house who we bought this from. I wanted to respect his privacy and everything, so we did just a little bit of filming and loading this vehicle up. But right now we are at the car wash because this thing's got some dust on it, and it's not, the potential of this thing's not truly gonna shine through until you guys see this thing washed up. So without any further ado, here is the latest addition to the Cody Builds fleet. Here's what we know about this thing so far. This truck was built in Dallas, Texas. It was acquired out of New Mexico. It's extremely clean, guys. Like, there's some little bit of rust here and there. There's a little bit back here in the gate. There's a little bit on that fender lip. When we're talking about things like that and on an old International, this thing is insane for what it is. So super excited to have the opportunity to buy this truck. It's got this awesome Southwest patina on it with the burnt paint on the tops of the fenders. It's just got such a killer look to it. And you'll notice like this stuff is all really faded to a light color. If we come up to the front door here, I rubbed on this door with just a little bit of spit in my finger. And you can tell there's a lot of oxidation on this paint, and it's gonna come right back to this kind of yellowish, sunburst yellow, I think is the color that International called it. So we're gonna be able to buff this all out, get this to match the front clip, because this is a different front clip. It's not the original front clip. You'll see the front clip has an 1110 badge on it. The other thing we noticed, and it's more noticeable on the other side, but when you start looking in some of the paint chips and things here, these are light blue fenders. So this truck probably took some front end damage at one point in time. Had these different fenders put on from an 1110 and was resprayed back to the factory color, the factory International color. So we've got some trim to find for the front here. We're gonna try and find that front trim for the wood grain. We're gonna probably either try to have some of these wood grain vinyl decals remade or try to match this look on the front fenders. We're not sure yet. We gotta wait and see how that's gonna clean up. Just look how clean the floorboards are in this thing. Absolutely unreal. I mean, it still are shiny. As you can see, this is what the color is going to be of this truck once we buff it out. We got a little bit of rust down the bottom of the door. That's all fixable rust, so we're not even going to have to find a replacement for that. A lot of the parts that are missing are in the back of this thing. You notice a lot of rust in the dash for some reason. Like, of all the things to rust on this truck, the dash is rusted out. Everything else is in really good shape. There's no rust up in the roof. There's no rust on the floor pans. The front seats here, the back seat is back in here. It's all pulled apart, but the back seats here, look how clean the floors and the rockers are, the door jambs, everything. It's super clean. We've got the tailgate back here. You guys noticed the tailgate wasn't on there. An electric power window for the rear tailgate there with the glass. Everything's there. We thought we struck gold. I came around to the back and I saw this short little seat here and I go, dude, is that a third row seat from International Harvester? And he said no, and I had the exact same thought as you when I bought this truck, but this is out of the K5 Blazer apparently. So we'll probably get this reupholstered and mounted up into the back, and we'll still have a third row seat in the back, most likely. So you'll see here is about the worst of the rust. So in the back of the floor here, you can see where this joint rusted apart, basically all the way across. We're talking one little patch on the floor pan here is what I'm going to have to do. It got into this back tailgate area. So really we're going to have to remake like one piece, maybe two pieces along the back here. So the tailgate's there, all the trim panels. See the white top on it. What do you think, Dad?
That's pretty amazing for a 71.
When we walked in there, what was your first impression? Because you've only seen photos. You didn't even see the video of it.
Right. I was impressed from just the first sight. It was, you could tell right away. I could see down the bottom that the rockers and the fender bottoms, everything was
clean, straight, fairly straight.
Straight as can be for 71.
For something like this, right?
Yeah.
So here you guys can see a little bit more what we're talking about, the blue paint underneath the yellow here. So this is a resprayed front end for sure, and it's got some weird patina on it, but that's going to be cool once we polish all that up. You know, like all I was concerned about was us being able to color match the patinaed areas with the front end, because right now it looks a little goofy because you have this like that golden color like we're talking about, and then you see this is like a lot lighter, but this is all just oxidized. Look down here where the trim was before the trim was taken off, and kind of run that right into the fender here, and it's gonna, you polish this stuff up by hand, and we keep all the rust and stuff on the doors, and this thing is gonna look like insanely good. Yeah, there you go. Dad just rubbed on that a little bit. So I cannot wait to start working on this thing. But we're gonna go ahead, get this thing washed up, and let you guys see what it looks like out in the sun.
I hope they got a wax setting on this car.
Now so you can see that difference in the oxidized paint and the not oxidized, but the thing to look at is right here. That's the color that this paint actually is. Right there, so that's gonna come out. It's gonna buff out. Or off. Out or off, one or the other. All right, here she is in all of her glory. We have not named this truck yet. 1971 International Travelall. I said 73 before. That's what this was listed at, but it's actually 71. 1010, not an 1110, which means it's got the torsion spring, torsion bar front suspension. It is the light half-ton truck. You can see it had the optional wood grain trim on the side. Come around to this side. This side looks a little bit better. That side got really hammered by the sun. Man, this thing's got such a cool look. It's gonna look good. Slammed to the ground. Now, at some point, I'm pretty sure this guy told us this engine was locked up, and I just assumed that was the case. I didn't even bother with it at his place because, you know, my understanding was the engine was locked up and, you know, maybe we'd have to try and break it free or something. But came in this morning and grabbed on this thing. Look at that. It's spinning the pulleys a little bit on the compression side, but if you flip it, roll it backwards, the engine will roll a full revolution completely free. It doesn't stick anywhere. I think we got ourselves one heck of a gem here. I mean, look, the plastic fill jugs are here. They're not all broken up. Everything's here. AC. We noticed they got one of the AC lines is cut here on the front of the condenser. But other than that, this thing's not all mangled up. The wires aren't all chewed up. All the wiring, everything's in excellent condition. Very, very original. So we are missing the radiator, not a big deal, and it's got this Flexolite fan in there, which we'll probably pull out. I think we'll probably end up just going with some electric fans in this thing, especially if we're going to do power tour. But I think what's in store for us now that we know this engine's free, is very complete, is a will it run on this truck. Obviously, we need to just see if we can get this thing going. It's got the original Holley carburetor on it. Everything's here. I'm shocked at how complete this thing is, how actually clean it is. There's very little oil seepage on the engine, on the driver's side. On the passenger side, maybe just a little bit of seepage out of the valve covers on the back side, but nothing crazy, guys. I mean, this is really just nuts to me that we found this thing and it's in such good condition. And just like that, it was time for me and Dad to hit the road and head back to Illinois. But not before we grabbed some lunch at a roadside barbecue stand. And wouldn't you know it, in a small town, Nebraska, we actually ran into a subscriber of the channel. Him and his buddies were in this green C10 pickup, and it was right up my alley with the patina paint and the well-appointed engine compartment and interior on this truck. It was such a happy coincidence to run into these guys, and I really enjoyed checking out their truck. So we're about halfway through our trip back here. We're making our second fuel stop of the day. We got about 250 miles left. Dad and I are going to hop back in the truck here, and we're actually going to finish up our podcast that we've been recording. You guys want to check that out? Look sometime in the next week to 2 weeks here. I'm going to get that edited and put up on the channel. It's just a fun conversation between me and Dad, answering some of you viewers' questions, as well as just us generally talking about this truck, what our project plans are, all that stuff. So be sure to subscribe to the channel, check that out. It'll be coming here very soon. Dad hit this thing with the shine juice this morning. Look at that patina. This thing is awesome. Well, that's going to wrap this one up, guys. Thank you all so much for following along in our adventure this weekend. Dad and I had an absolute blast. Where's he at? There he is. Say goodbye to everybody.
Bye, guys. See you next time.
But thank you guys for following along. Thanks for watching, subscribing to the channel, all of that. Leave some comments down below. Let us know what you think about this 1971 International Travelall. Let us know if you think we got ourselves a little bit of a gem here, or what should we do with it? Drop it down in the comments below. And remember, guys, if you don't work on your projects, they will not work on themselves. Get out in the garage, get building, and I'll see you on the next episode of Cody Builds.